Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings, aka Cam Fats, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com. Hope you guys are doing amazing out there on this fine Friday evening. Man, I'm just wrapping up my day. It's been kind of a long day. I've been grinding today. I wrapped up a launch like on Thursday evening at like 1 in the morning or like midnight or something. The launch wrapped up. So like for me, today is what I call a post launch process. And that's just like a 1 day situation for me. And basically what I do in a post launch process is I just I kind of wrap up. I basically look at everything with the launch and all the good stuff and all the bad stuff, and I break down the numbers, how much I paid out to this party, how much I paid out to that party, and I just kind of break it all down and figure out what happened basically with the launch. And if you're interested in those kind of numbers and stuff, if you want to see me like get into all the specifics of the launches that I do and stuff like that, you probably should be in my insiders club, and you can find that over at epicconversions.net. That's just the insiders club, and we break those down every month in there. I'm not going to get into all that today and bore you half to death on the Facebook live stream or YouTube or wherever you're watching this. But yeah, man, that's what I was doing today, and then I recorded some podcast episodes today as well, to kind of get ready for the month of April. I wanted to record podcast episodes for April because I basically wanted to get some recorded in advance because I'm going to be working on products and projects during the month of April. So I'm not going to have time to record a bunch of podcasts. But so I wanted to get that done. So I got all that stuff done. So today's been kind of a busy day for me, actually. But that's cool. I'm kind of going to be off the weekend. I'm going to be just working around the house and stuff for the weekend. I'm not going to be doing a lot of business stuff over the weekend. So it's going to be kind of easy going. But what did I want to talk to you guys about today? Because this is the last business thing that I'm going to do today. Is this live stream for you guys? This is my last business thing today. I wanted to talk to you guys about you know, why a lot of people fail online. Someone was asking me the other day about this because they said, Cam, what you do online, it doesn't seem like you do anything like that hard. Why do so many people fail online? It seems like, you just kind of follow kind of a system. I'm not saying it's not something you got to learn, but it still seems pretty doable. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to learn it and then just to kind of like do the same steps that you do. So why do so many people fail online? You kind of just make it look like a job, like you're going to work or something. And I thought that was a really funny way to put it. And I had to think about it because I'd never kind of thought about it quite like that before. Um, but when I thought about it, I had an answer for him, and I want to share that answer with you. Basically, I think you know the reason why so many people fail online to see any kind of results, to make anything happen, you know, and I think personally, this is just my opinion. I believe that the reason it happens is because they meet resistance, right? People meet resistance. And when they meet that resistance, like they either give up or they try to like adjust in a way to where it's going to make things easier for them, like much considerably easier for them, or they just try something else that's going to be easier for them because they don't like the other thing because it's too hard or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they meet resistance and they either quit or they try to adjust it to a place where it is easy for them. And by doing so, they break it, they make it not work anymore. Right. And I think this is like a common thing. I think this happens quite a bit. Now, I'm not just guessing when I say that. I've worked with a lot of people and I've helped people achieve results online. Then I've had people just quit, and I've had people not achieve results online. And generally, when people don't achieve results online, in my experience, it's because one of two things. Either they quit and they're quitting because they feel like it's too hard, it's too much, it's just too hard for them. It's too much work, or they quit because they try to adjust it so much to where it's easier, but they break it. They break the system. They take the heart out of it. They take something out of it to where people don't resonate with it anymore. And this is not going to work. This doesn't work. So okay. So if people fail online because of resistance, because they meet resistance and then they quit in the face of resistance, or they try to somehow escape the resistance by adjusting things, so much, and they break the system. If that's the case, and the way you succeed online is to embrace the grind, because that's true, right? When I think about a day like today is Friday, right? And I just wrapped up a launch last night, and like I didn't feel like doing the things I did today, I mean, I love having an online business and I love working for myself and I love the freedom that it allows me, but I don't like doing all the things that I do. Uh, a lot of the things I did today was just like number crunching. I was just crunching numbers and asking tough questions like why did that not work? Or why was I not able to get this done? This was supposed to be part of my process. How come it didn't happen? Like I had to ask those tough questions after crunching those numbers. And that's not really that fun, to be honest. It's kind of it's not fun to look at yourself in the mirror and not always like what you see. You got to be honest with yourself. And it's also not that much fun dealing with a bunch of numbers. I'm not really a big numbers guy, but you got to be kind of a numbers guy when when you run your own business online. So, not always my favorite day, but it was just the grind and it had to be done. It was a grind and it had to be done. So the question becomes, if succeeding online means embracing the grind and doing something you love, but understanding that you're not always going to love everything that you do within the scope of that thing that you love. There's going to be things you're doing where it's a grind and you're grinding it out, right? Like if that is the way to succeed, then the question becomes, how do I embrace the grind? How do I embrace the grind of it? If the way to success is by embracing the grind, how do I embrace the grind, right? So I wanted to kind of like give you just a few of my thoughts on embracing that grind today, because things that have worked for me, right? And I think like if we sum up embracing the grind in one sentence, right? We could sum it up as treat it like a job, right? Treat it like a job. Like if you're being coached by somebody and they're telling you to do something, treat what they're telling you to do like a job. If you just bought a course that teaches you how to make money on the internet in some way, take that process and treat it like a job, right? If you have just, if you just paid out a bunch of money for a digital coaching package, you've just bought a flagship course, right? It's your New Year's resolution. You're going to succeed this time. This time it's going to be different. If that's you, you must treat it like a job. If you're embracing the grind, then you must treat it like a job, right? So even me saying treat it like a job is vague, right? It's vague. So I want to be more specific with you today about what I mean when I say treat it like a job, okay? Just a few things, right? So like I remember Jay-Z put this in one of his rap songs a few years back. But he said at the beginning of that song, I remember he said, "This time it's for the money," right? Right before he went into that song, he said, "This time it's for the money," right? And it's, hey, Jay-Z wasn't kidding around. Like that, I took it as, hey, this record right here, it's for the money this time. But it was interesting because he had a why, right? He had a why in that statement, right? And I think if we're treating something like a job, we have a why. And think about why you go to work or why you do what you do. When you do what you do for a paycheck, it's for the money, right? You're doing it for the money. Maybe you like your job and maybe you don't. Maybe you like your job and maybe you don't, but you know you're there for the money. Whether it's a good day or whether it's a bad day, this time it's for the money. Just like what Jay-Z said in that song, this time it's for the money. He had a why. And when you go to work, you have a why. So when you decide that you want to not work anymore and you want to work for yourself instead, you want to do what I do, or you want to do what one of these other gurus does online and you work for yourself, do you have a why, man? And no matter what your why is, throw that all out, man. Throw the why out for a second. Not that it's not important, but when you go to work, your why is this time it's for the money. So when you have an online business, part of your why needs to be this time it's for the money, right? If you took your online business or what you were trying to do online as serious as you took your job and you had a mentality of this time it's for the money, you would take it seriously, right? It wouldn't be no, oh, this is too hard. I'm going to find something else. There wouldn't be none of that. You would just grind through it. When you wake up in the morning and you go to work and you don't really want to go to work, you're tired. Maybe you went to bed late because you played too many video games or whatever you did at night. Then you had to get up early in the morning and go to work. You weren't having fun. You didn't want to go, but that damn alarm clock went off and you got up and you went anyway. Why? Because you know this time it's about the money, right? So with work, you have a mentality. It's for the money, right? But many times in online business, when someone's trying to do something, they don't have that mentality. So there has to be a paradigm shift there of how you think about it, the mindset. It needs to be like this time it's for the money kind of mindset when it comes to what you're trying to do online. Now you gotta say, I know you could say, well, Cam, I'm not making any money with this. I keep working hard. I keep trying to do stuff. It's not making me any money. I'm going to quit. Okay, well, that's a short-sighted mindset. I mean, it's not going to make you any money until you really start dedicating time to it. You start treating it like a job. And I know that's tricky sometimes. Something's not paying you money. How can you dedicate time to it? That's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be, man. If you want it to pay you like a job, you have to treat it like a job. And it's harder because you have to treat it like a job without it maybe paying you any money right now. It might take a minute, but you got to look at it like you're investing in the future because it will pay you money. You just have to treat it like a job. What I have found is when I treat things like jobs, they pay me money like jobs. And when I treat things like hobbies, they pay me like hobbies. And I don't know about you guys, my hobbies don't pay me much money. So I think, you recognize it's for the money. That's one thing right there. What else do we do with jobs? When we have a job, we have routines and we have systems. Many times those routines and systems are laid into place for us, right? Our bosses give us routines and they give us systems. Check in at 7, check out at 4. This is the system that I want you to do every single day. Boom, 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 boom. It's all laid out for you, right? Well, in online business, a lot of times you might buy a course or you might sign up for a coaching program or you might buy a big flagship product and there's no routine to it, right? You might have a little system, a little blueprint laid out for you, but there's no true routine to it. It's up to you to lay a routine in place. It's up to you to put the foundation of routine in place. It was easy at your job. Someone else laid it out for you. But if we adopt this mindset of treating our online business and the things that we're trying to do online like a job, well, jobs have routines, jobs have systems. So that means if you want to treat this thing like a job and you want to grind like it's a job, then you need to give it a routine, right? So that means what's your free time? When can you sacrifice an hour or two for this business? Maybe it's 7 to 8 every morning. That's your business time. Maybe it's 7 to 9 every morning. Maybe it's 7 to 8 in the morning and 9 to 10 at night. And those are your business hours, right? but that's a routine, right? And treating it like a job means having routines and systems laid in place like your job has routines and systems laid in place. What else? I scrawled these down on a piece of paper before I did this. Um, the other thing I would say, I just got one more for you. I won't keep you guys. It's Friday night. I know everybody has things they want to do. But one other thing I would say about this. So let's recap, right? If we're going to acknowledge that 99% of the people fail online because they run from resistance, right? And they're not embracing the resistance. They're not embracing the grind, right? If that's why 99% of people fail, then the question becomes, how do we embrace the grind, right? And I say, treat it like a job. And then you say, well, how do I treat it like a job? What do you mean by that? And I say, hey, let's first of all recognize it's for the money, because with a job, it's for the money, right? Now, yes, there is a higher purpose to it, okay? Like, there is a higher purpose to it. I want to help people. I want to do good things in life. I want my life to have purpose. I want things to make sense. But at the end of the day, if my business doesn't make money, then I'm not in business. So let's recognize it's for the money, right? That's the first thing. And I want to do it for the money with ethics and with standards. But it is for the money. It has to be for the money, at least in some capacity. Two, like I said, jobs have routines and systems, right? Jobs have routines and systems. Many times when you get online, someone will give you a system. Someone will give you a blueprint for how to be successful. But what people don't usually give you is a routine. Jobs have routines, though. Check in at this time, check out at that time. Jobs have routines and systems laid in place for you. They're foundational. And you must lay those routines and systems for your online endeavors if you want to see success. That's part of treating it like a job. And then the third thing I would say, guys, is like your job. Like your job within reason, right? Within reason. I got Kevin Garris on here. They fail because they were told they didn't need skill or experience. They fail because they were told they didn't need skill or experience. You know what, Kevin? They are told that. And I think that's one of the great frauds of our time is that people will tell you things just because they want to make a quick buck, right? They know you want to believe it, so they'll tell you what you want to believe, whether it's true or not. Um, I think when you put on your sales page, you don't need skill or experience. That's pretty, objective. You know what I mean? What kind of skill? Like, how much skill are we talking about? What kind of experience are we talking about? What if the person doesn't know how to check their email, right? They probably at least need to know how to do that, right? So now it's like kind of objective, right? So that's how they can get away with putting, like, you don't need any experience or skill to do this, right? I mean, they're just assuming that you have what? Some kind of experience or skill in at least some basic stuff, right? And there's a gray area there, so they can get away with it. But you're absolutely right, man. People put some crappy things on their sales page, there's absolute lies, and they pull a bunch of people in. It's true. There's no doubt about it. Um, so, anyways, the third thing I would say, you guys, is you gotta like the job within reason. Like the job within reason. What do I mean by that? Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a job that you didn't mind? It's pretty good. You might not have liked everything about it, but it was bearable, right? You didn't mind the people you worked with. You didn't mind the job. It wasn't that bad. Some days it was annoying. Some days it was better, but you could handle it. You could see yourself being here for 10 or 20 years or whatever. Like, you get it, right? It's not bad, right? That's a reasonable expectation, just to like your job a little bit. And I think that in the world of being online, I think you could even raise the bar on that a little bit. You could say, hey man, I want to love my job. If I'm going to create my own job and I'm going to work for myself, I want to love my job. I think that's reasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable to expect that, but it is unreasonable to expect that you will love every single little thing about your job. It is unreasonable to think that you will not have days where you're grinding. It's unreasonable to think that you won't have hard days sometimes, because I don't know any jobs like that where like you don't have hard days sometimes. Man, I love what I do online. I created my job, but you know what? Some days are tough. Some days are a grind. Some days are fun, man. Like if I launch a product and like it's selling like crazy, like way better than I thought it was going to, wow, that's a great day. Or if I put out a private workshop and I sell it to my list and it's buying like crazy and everyone wants to be in my workshop, wow, that's a great day. I'm making money, everybody loves me, it's fantastic, right? But some days aren't like that. You know, some days you work really hard on something, you put it out there, and it doesn't work out like you thought it was going to. Some days you're really busy and real life's getting in the way. You know, maybe something bad happened to one of your family members or relatives, and you got that on your brain, and you're still trying to get through the workday, right? That's just like real life stuff. That's real life stuff mixing in now, right? Real life stuff just mixing in. Kevin Garrett says, "Do you have any products on Warrior Plus?" Kevin, I do have some products on Warrior Plus, man. All you got to do is go to Warrior Plus and look for the vendor Cam Fats, right? And I'll put it up here for you. Cam Fats. If you go to Warrior Plus and you type that name in, Cam Fats, you'll find I have I retired. I had a lot of products on Warrior Plus. I retired many of them at the end of 2021. And I said, you know what? In 2022, I'm going to put out 12 newsletters. Kevin, I said I'm going to put out 12 newsletters. I'm going to give PLR rights on all these newsletters, right? So that's what I'm doing, man. And I've wrote 3 newsletters so far. As a matter of fact, yesterday I just wrapped up my third newsletter. And it was called Lost Affiliate Secrets. It's a 16 email newsletter. All original, all written by me, and it's all about marketing angles. And the one I did before that was about free traffic resources. It was all about free traffic. Then the one I did that was about podcasting. The one I did before that was about podcasting. Those are the 3 I've done so far, Kevin. And this April, right now, this month we're in right now, Kevin, I'm going to put another one out on the 28th, my man. I put these things out on the 28th every month. God willing, every month this year, I'll put another one out on the 28th. And the 28th at 1 a.m., I'm going to put another newsletter out. It'd be 14 to 16 emails with PLR rights. And this next one's going to be about passive membership income, right? Passive income streams, right? That's what I want to talk about in the next one. And then after that, I'd like to talk a little bit about rebasing and cryptocurrency. These are subjects that are things that I find very important for this day and age right now. And I think they're going to be great newsletters. And I got the rest of the year mapped out, Kevin, but I don't want to get into it, man. I don't want to do a spoiler alert right now, right? We got to have a little bit of mystery on this. But the next 2, that's how I think I'm going, man. I'm going continuity, and then I'm going a little bit into the world of crypto, and rebase. So these rebasing coins and cryptocurrency are like fantastic. They are absolutely unbelievable. And if you don't know what that is, I'm talking about cryptocurrency that grows itself. You buy some of the cryptocurrency, and just by you keeping it, it auto stakes. So basically, it just grows like a plant, right? Maybe you buy 100 of them. Well, in a half an hour, it'll be like 102 of them. And then in another half hour, that 102 will be like 106. And it'll just keep on growing. The tokens will just keep on growing. That's rebasing. And like, that is an interesting subject, right? So I want to cover that. So anyways, we're going to be talking about that this year. And I got the rest of the year planned out, Kevin. I'm going to be getting into it on Warrior Plus all this year, my friend. So that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, man, for sure. Jay says, man, let's go crypto. Libero. Yeah, man, Libero. You know what time it is. Yeah, man. That's what's up right now, for sure. Anyways, guys, look, man, I think the bottom line is if you want to see success online, and look, I know a lot of people fail online, you guys. I get it. I've seen the numbers, but the reason people fail, man, is because, when you try to do something new online, especially, like you will meet resistance, right? And when you meet that resistance, like, you have to be able to grind it out. You can't quit. You can't quit, and you can't try to adjust it so much to where you break it, right? You have to try to grind it out. Sometimes it's hard. It's not always going to be easy. Sometimes it's difficult, and you got to embrace the grind and treat it like a job, right? So that's what I'd say. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I don't know if it's been helpful or not. If you enjoy these little talks, you might like my podcast. You might like my podcast. It's called One Step Away. All right. And you can find it at epicconversions.com/one step away. And I'm going to put a link for you up here on the screen so you can see what I am talking about, man. If I can spell, because I can't, I can't always spell. epicconversions.com/one step away. Boom, just like that. And then I will put it right there, just like that, guys. epicconversions.com/one step away. That's the home of my podcast. Now, man, listen to this. In 2021, I did a podcast episode every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, and I took the weekends off. It was a lot of fun, but then, it was a long year, right? Every single day, that's a lot of content. You want to talk about embracing the grind? Try doing a podcast episode every day for a year. But in 2022, I'm still doing 2 episodes a week. 2 episodes a week for One Step Away. So still going strong. But anyways, guys, you know what? That's it for me. I've rambled on long enough, man. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, man. Keep it between the ditches, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace, everybody.